Let's move on to our main quest, which is that PS5 games might have a reveal date.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun!
I don't even might. They do at this point.
They do.
Yeah.
They straight up do.
Yeah.
PlayStation fans are hungry for more PS5 details, and the wait might not be much longer.
Boom.
Thanks to Chandler Wood of PlayStation Lifestyle.
It's Chandler
easing us
Wood,
in
to
a
be
bit this week.
totally clear. Chandler Wood.
What did I say?
You said
What did I say?
you didn't say Chandler Wood.
If it's not pronounced Chandler Wood, maybe he shouldn't have made it the first couple letters of Hanukkah. OPM, official PlayStation
Monica
magazine.
Chandler on Friends. I totally butchered
I'm such
that.
a Chandler. Excuse me, can you fix the light bulbs in the chandelier, please? Thank you. Oh my God. Will you pass the candelabra? That one doesn't even have an H in it. Shut up. OPM, official PlayStation magazine, will reveal PlayStation 5 games in its July issue, which goes on sale June 2nd, says Chandler Wood at PlayStation Lifestyle. In the most recent issue of official PlayStation magazine, they announced their next issue will be released on June 2nd and will include the latest games coming to PlayStation 5 and how they'll play. The announcement comes alongside speculation that Sony is ready to show off PS5 in May as well. There's also one more thing that happened due to OPM that I want to call out as dumb.
Ooh.
There was also, I think it was the cover of this one, showed Horizon Zero Dawn. It was a big old Horizon Zero Dawn thing, and the caption read, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. And so people were like, oh my God, they're announcing Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Oh my God, this is amazing. And the next day, PlayStation tweeted, there's been some confusion about the official PlayStation magazine. We are not announcing Horizon Zero Dawn 2. We are announcing the sequel comic series that continues the story after the first game as a comic book. And I think they said in the tweet, people seem to be getting carried away. I'm like, of fucking course they would. You put a visual of Horizon Zero Dawn and say the sequel, and you don't think people are going to assume it's the next game coming out? But, rewinding, talking about OPM and the PS5 games reveal in July. What are your thoughts? Holden, go.
So one thing is, it just dawned on me right now. It's called the official PlayStation magazine, and you know what that means, right?
It means that it's probably a third-party contracted company that PlayStation pays and doesn't have anything to do with.
That, but also means it's a magazine and not video-based.
Yes.
So we'll make it some pictures, and we'll get some preview descriptions of these games when really want to see them in action. And I'm like, oh, well, they probably have a YouTube channel, and they'll probably just post the videos there. So I went to YouTube and just right now and typed in official PlayStation magazine, and they don't got a YouTube channel. So
No, I assume they would post their videos on the PlayStation channel.
hopefully. There's a rumor that there's going to be a Sony event in May to show off the PS5, which would make sense because they're probably not going to have the games revealed in a magazine when they could show them off in some sort of video format. That would make more sense. And I don't think they're also going to say, hey, the magazine came out today. Here are 5 game trailers for games that we want to talk about. Like, I don't think they're going to coincide the announcement with the magazine. I think they're going to do the announcement in some sort of state of play or whatever they decide to do. That's not an in-person presentation because there's no way they're going to do that at this point. And then after those games are revealed and we know about them, then like 2 weeks later, this magazine will come out that has more information on each of those games that were announced. That's how I imagine it playing out. As we've learned from previous things in this episode, my speculation does not always pan out completely. So but that's my speculation right now. It's just like one of those things where it's about time.
Yeah.
It's about time. I'm ready.
I think it's one of those things where they will kind of have their hand forced a little bit. Whether or not they were planning to do it in May or not the whole time is irrelevant. But with Xbox revealing a ton of new next-gen games coming out this Thursday, not the games coming out, but they're announcing them on Thursday, there's already been a lot of hindrance of game companies talking about their games because PlayStation hasn't said anything. We think about like Cyberpunk and now Assassin's Creed Valhalla being like, yeah, we have smart delivery on Xbox, but we can't speak for PlayStation stuff because they won't talk yet. So like both of those companies are saying like we can't properly message our game because Sony hasn't made a move. And now with the slew of new games being shown on Thursday that might be also coming to PlayStation 5, I think more and more game companies are going to be putting the pressure on Sony to be like, listen, we need to be able to talk about our games far enough in advance. So I think it's about timing wise. I think it's also something that they're being forced a little bit into. But yeah, I think we're gonna see a reveal event some kind of pre-recorded video, a bunch of trailers, similar to what we would see normally at an E3 thing. And then I think we're going to see a magazine issue breaking down, like, here's an interview with the developer of this game that was shown off, and this is why that game is going to be cool. So I think that's what we're going to see from the magazine, along with some pretty screenshots.
Yeah. Also, they say games, plural.
Yeah.
That's exciting, too. It's not going to be like, hey, we're just going to show off Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or
the Knackening.
3. The Knackening. That would be amazing if they're like, hey guys, we know you've been waiting for all the PS5 games. Here's the first one, Knack 3, the Knackening. How much shit do you think they get online if that was the only game they announced? Knack 3, the Knackening.
But there are so many more particle effects.
That has a stick, it's in all the particles, even though that's not how particle effects work. But whatever. So, yeah, I'm curious what the games are. I feel like at the event, we're going to see something along the lines of Spider-Man 2 and God of War 2 are being worked on. We'll see something like that for those kind of sequels because it's kind of the, we know you're working on God of War 2. Quarterly Barlog has basically tweeted it, confirming that they're already working on it already. That's a known thing. You bought Insomniac. You're not going to just not make it a Spider-Man game again. So, like, I think there's going to be, like, the title, like just like trailers where there's like, here's the title, here's the logo, like we'll get some of that stuff. But I think for the games, I think Godfall is one we'll be seeing finally,
for sure.
I think that whatever the launch game is going to be, we'll be seeing, which I still think is Ratchet and Clank. That has not been heavily rumored, but it just makes so much sense to me that I feel like that is something we'll see very soon. But I think people getting their hopes up for seeing like gameplay of Spider-Man 2, God of War 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn 2, it's going to be one of those. It's not going to be all three of them. We might get like a confirmation that they're working on those games, but it's not going to be gameplay of all three of them. That's too much.
I'm going to throw in an idea that I had maybe about 4 minutes ago while you were talking. What if we see a launch game of Horizon Zero Dawn? We heard last week that there was talk of this being a trilogy.
Yeah.
What if we see a game that's not a full-blown sequel, but it's kind of the ground zeros to Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain?
Interesting.
Where it's a taste of what the next-gen experience will look like. It's a maybe 5 or 6 hour experience, but it's a way for them to... Because according to that talk, like it was originally planned as a PS4 game and then it's being ported to, or moved to PS5. What if they did something like that as a way to kind of test the new hardware, test the new software and what it's capable of before they commit to an entire full game in that experience? And that would make sense for it being a trilogy then. Like if they had truly planned for it to be like 2 big games and then you maybe have this one smaller one bridging the gap as like a gameplay experiment. Even further branched from that, we had heard about multiplayer play. What if this is just like a standalone multiplayer Horizon Zero Dawn experience, like a raid based, like I don't know, like not a Warzone like go and battle royale
Horizon Zero Dawn battle royale,
but it's a standalone. Maybe it's a free to play. Maybe it's a free to play like monster hunting experience with Horizon Zero Dawn in the new engine with the new combat techniques, just to kind of get you into them before the next huge game comes.
You said a lot of incredible things right there, but can I?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can we just take a moment to do a now flesh it out with a battle royale Horizon Zero Dawn game where you're fighting enemy opponents and then a fucking huge dinosaur T-Rex storms in and you have to think about that too? Doesn't that not sound insanely awesome?
That does sound awesome. Can I give you 2 other things to think about?
Yes.
With all of the variety of weapons that you never tried in Horizon Zero Dawn because you hate anything that's not the first thing that you get. Like all the trip mines, the grenades, the different types of bows. With all of these types of things, a siege style, like maybe you're protecting a village and you have like 2 minutes to set up traps and tripwires and all these kind of things as people come in and then you have to fight off like other people, another team trying to break into your village. Or an asynchronous thing where one person is a freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then there are 4 people trying to take it down, like, you know, Resident Evil Resistance or Friday the 13th style.
Friday the 13th. We'll stick with that one.
Yeah.
That's the better of all 3 of those.
I could see those.
Absolutely.
I want a Horizon Zero Dawn multiplayer game.
I wouldn't have said yes to that until this conversation, but I'm into it now. Let's do it. What were all the other things you said? I was so focused.
Like if it was a Ground Zeroes type thing to Metal Gear Solid 5, like just
yes.
experiment with the technology a little bit.
Absolutely. I think normally I would say that's weak sauce to do as a launch. Like we have amazing next gen hardware. Here's a 3-hour gameplay experience you can get this year that will show you all the amazing things that can be done. They can only get away with that because Microsoft won't have that. Anything that Microsoft has that's going to be next gen is going to be third party, and I can't see a third party making a next gen experience only for Xbox and not for PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I think Sony could get away with that only because Microsoft won't have anything in that exclusive realm to show off for this year. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I think they can get away with it, but I don't know how I personally would feel about it. Because I never played Ground Zero, so I don't really know what that's like to play 3 hours of a game I'm really anticipating, and then...
You played Phantom Pain, though, right?
I have it. I played a little bit of it, but I haven't played all of it, or most of it, or anything past the first mission.
Oh, that's right.
I'll
We
stop
talked about
talking
making
now.
that a barf, but we didn't want to do that because you hadn't played any of the other ones.
Yeah.
But you have played one now because of barf.
I played one now, yeah, and I'm sure that 2, 3, and 4, all skippable, not important for 5 at all. Yeah. Don't need to play those. My foot got stuck. All right, I'm good.
What else do you think we see? I think we could see a tease for Spider-Man 2. Like maybe a CG trailer, maybe a shot of Venom, because we saw maybe a shot of Venom or something like that, whatever the new villain might be in that one.
What do you think is more likely for them to show off, though? God of War, Spider-Man, or Horizon Zero Dawn sequel? Like, if they're going to show one of those, what do you think is the most likely?
Honestly, if they show one of them, Horizon Zero Dawn. It's been so long since Horizon Zero. It was 2015, I think, or 2016.
17.
No. Oh, that's right. Because it came
Zelda.
out the same year as Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Well, still, yeah. It's been the longest of those three franchises, and I feel like it's been dormant for so long. And they did Frozen Wilds, which came out in November of that same year, but we really haven't seen anything else from them aside from the PC port. They're the ones that did
done
the
by
PC
them?
port. Yeah.
They did? Okay.
Sorry, I don't know if they did the PC port, but that was the game that got ported because of the Decima engine. So yeah, I think that's the next thing that we see. I think that's what's next, like what's going to be ready next as well. Because when God of War wrapped up in May of 2018, like they had mentioned that there were some things they wanted to do that they don't want to do as DLC because they think they can flesh out into a full sequel. But I don't think that they had enough to actually start planning a sequel. And that's not how game companies work. They don't finish a game and then immediately like, cool, we have the sequel already planned out, let's go. Like, no, there's a lot of pre-production phases that go into that. So yeah, I think it's too soon to see anything else from the other two aside from like a tease of like, this is where it's going story-wise, or this is maybe the tease of the next villain that you're going to see, that kind of stuff. Aside from Horizon, it's time to hear it. Especially because Horizon's, like, Guerrilla Games split into 2 studios. So they have a lot more bandwidth now. One of them's working on Horizon, and then one of them's apparently working on something else. Completely different. So maybe we'll see whatever that is. See the first glimpse of that. Whether or not it's coming at launch is a different question, but yeah, it's all so exciting.
It's
I
very
can't
exciting.
wait, Holden.
We're almost there.
I wonder if we'll see
honestly
anything about
more-
like whether will we see some kind of Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima support on PlayStation 5 aside from like, will there be a trailer that says, this is how it looks on PlayStation 4 Pro, but if you play it again and whenever we launch PlayStation 5, it'll have worms coming out of the character's eyeballs that weren't possible on PS4.
And then every single PS5 trailer, it's just going to be Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber saying, we got worms.
We got worms. On PS4
we got
Pro,
ants.
we could only have 3 worms per eyeball. Now we have 84 worms per eyeball on the screen at any given time. That's exciting.
It's very exciting.
How much do you think is going to be third party wise on this? Like Xbox is pushing like, yes, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be a big part of this Thursday's thing. Do you think this is going to be more of a Sony thing, or do you think they're going to show third party support?
If Godfall's going to be there, there's going to be third party support. But I think it's going to be this whole second party concept. Like, is it going to be the third party companies that are making a game exclusively for Sony?
Yeah.
Or are you meaning like third party like Square Enix that's going to make a game for Xbox and PS5?
After I said that question to you, I thought about the kind of things that like we're probably going to see Call of Duty. Call of Duty usually gets at least unveiled and like, hey, this is the next Call of Duty game's title or something like that. See a trailer coming at E3. Like, I think this is where we'll see the reveal of Call of Duty because they have, at least for the last generation, have a partnership with PlayStation. So we'll obviously see it at PlayStation's announcement thing. So yeah, I think that's kind of a shoe-in for whatever this might be, third-party wise.
Yeah.
It looks like Ubisoft is in bed with Xbox, though.
Yeah, that looks likely.
And Division's always been shown off at Xbox's conferences too, at E3.
Yeah. I think it also, I don't know, it's really hard to know. For starters, we are in that next generation transition where things tend to change. But I think in terms of like exclusive, like Call of Duty being exclusive to PlayStation for certain content, I think that's going to stay the same, even though Xbox had the Call of Duty deal for the 360 era. I think because Sony kind of came out a little bit on top at the end there, it was easy to negotiate to take it. But now that the gap is so big, I can't imagine anyone saying, hey, we like, especially Call of Duty, yeah, we'll jump to the console that has like a third of the install base in the last generation. Like, I can't foresee that unless Microsoft throws so much money at them, but I don't think they need to. I think they'll be fine with even without those kind of exclusives. I don't know. It depends on that. It also depends on how things change with the next gen consoles. It also depends on how many of these third-party developers would rather be at one of these summer events standing alone on their own for a week as opposed to being shown off next to Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or God of War 2 or Spider-Man 2 or like the Ratchet and Clank or Knack 3 the Knackening. I wouldn't want to be next to Knack 3 the Knackening. That wouldn't be good at all.
Somebody out there make a poster for Knack 3 the Knackening. Fuck it, I'll do it. Fine.
It's all a big mystery. And I think a big part of it too is like we've heard so little from Sony that I wouldn't be surprised if they came out on stage and said, hey, worms, we got worms coming out of the eyes now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, they could do anything at this point. But it's just, for me, there's this solace in it's at least another month of not knowing what the hell is going on with the PS5. In 4 weeks, actually, literally from 4 weeks from today, when we're recording this, May 3rd on Sunday, we will know. And that's a good feeling.
Because that's Mike's super short show.